What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 What's up, beautiful people, to another Jones family vlog. And when I say family, I'm talking about all four. You got the four-piece today, which I'm excited because we are in these streets of Atlanta, GA, you know what I'm saying, where she was born, where we met, and where we lived life for about 2 years. I think it was like 2 years. But anyhow, yeah.
A year.
Year
And a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. I don't know. Time went by fast, but we enjoyed every bit of it. However, we are taking you along these streets of Atlanta, doing a slight comparison of what you can expect to see in Johannesburg as we get to live life out here and see things out here. But I'm going to show y'all the place that reminds me of Melrose Arch, like I talked about, Atlantic Station. And we'll go through and show y'all the city, and then we'll show you some other landmarks and things like that. It may be one of the spots that we love to venture to while we were living out here, Piedmont Park. But nonetheless, in it all, enjoy the vlog. I'm excited. We'll see what we'll say and share as we go along the way. However, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so thus far. We would greatly appreciate it. That was my peek over at the traffic to see what the situation was, because if you know Atlanta, it's gonna be traffic. Hello. But nonetheless, in it all, let's go, y'all. Here are the first apartments Chrystle and I lived in. Boom shakalaka. At the time, it was called Capitol Gateway. I don't know what it's called right now, but ours was like in there, in between there. I'm gonna just do a little quick drive in type deal. But we were downtown, as you can see. Right there, it's the Capitol building. That gold top situation is the Capitol building. But then even like coming in, this is us. Like, we love living in the city, as you can see. City is right just there. And yeah, these were our apartments. Pretty cool. Driving through, seeing it again. Yo, oh, it's still called Capitol Gateway. Nice. Uh-oh, let me see if I could drive into where our first unit was. But yeah, city living is what we did. Yep, it's still open. Oh snap, y'all. And we showing the kids for the first time, so we all in here together reminiscing. Oh, it's open. No surprise, that's why we moved out. That's why we moved out. Oh snap.
You know, we did what we could when we had what we had.
That's it. But it was nice. It was nice. I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. Like, oh, my bad. It was a bag. I thought it was a cat. But yes, those are our apartment 175 at the top.
Yep, third floor.
Third floor. It was back there. Our door was at the top of the stairs.
Top, right on the corner.
Yup, we love living at the top. That was our apartments. Well, I mean, you can't see it. What is that? But that was it. We used to have to carry bags from those steps up.
All the way. No elevators.
No elevators. No SA, you know what I'm saying? That was it. Behind that tree bush was our first apartment door. Yep, that was our apartment. This was our area. This was our drive.
Why is it so low?
It's only 3 floors, man. You know what I'm saying? We weren't
on the bottom, now we here.
That's it. We want 20 floors up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we started where we were, and we keep climbing from there. So
they take a good care of it, though. Pretty
they
much
are
look just like it did.
It does.
When we lived here.
It does. It does. Yeah. What had happened was
10 years ago. 10
years ago already. Chrystle came out one day and saw glass and blood on the ground, and she was like, "I got to go. We got to get up out of here."
The people under us is having their little issues.
Yeah, it was a lot of domestic disputes going on up under us.
I said, glass and blood. I said, we got to get up out of here.
Come on. And being a husband, you already know. When the wife says it's time to go, go is what you do. However, all right, let's continue on this journey. But that was a fun start. I didn't even expect to get that, but that was good. That was good, y'all. To give y'all a good perspective, boom, there is the apartment, and then boom, here is the Capitol building here in Atlanta, Georgia. So very walkable to the city. We did it all the time, but I just want to give y'all that scale. Hello, and here we are further driving into the city, in which you can see coming up straight ahead as through the construction that's going on downtown Atlanta, you have the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, in which it is so nice. It is very new, I will say that. And so this is where the Atlanta Falcons play football, as well as our soccer team. I can't think of the name of it. Y'all could drop it down below, but our soccer team plays there as well. But here's a close-up shot of it. It is a massive. This stadium, truth be told, is huge. I haven't been in it just now, but I'm excited to get into it when I do get the opportunity. And then just beyond the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is the State Farm Arena, where our basketball team, the Atlanta Hawks, play basketball. And here's that Atlanta sign that is very iconic to the city. It's been there for years, decades, and oftentimes people post that image when they post the city of Atlanta. But again, it's like one street where you can get the Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the football team plays, the basketball team, and then just beyond that, we are going to where the CNN Center used to be to the left. I honestly don't know where it is now. I was shocked to see the letters down and it not being there. However, as we continue along this same street, we'll drive into Centennial Olympic Park, which is where the Olympics were, held at one point in time back in 1996, and they still have remnants of it through bricks and various things like that. However, it's just a vibe. Speaking of vibe, look at that. Look at that. That's one thing about Atlanta that I had to keep my eyes out for, the scooters, the people on scooters. Keep the scooters contained, but it's all good. I do love the tree areas as you are driving through this area. And again, hotels and things to the left, convention center, stadiums to the left, and then the Centennial Olympic Park is all to the right. All those trees areas, that's what that is. And then we also have the Georgia Aquarium right there, and then there's an African American museum just beyond those trees. And then we're coming up to the World of Coca-Cola, which is going to be straight ahead. You can see the glass tower right there. There's a lot of action going on, but boom, there's the World of Coca-Cola, which you could try the various Cokes from around the world. We have the Olympic rings at the Centennial Olympic Parks from the games, like I said, in 1999. And then just there, boom, the rings were to the right. But then straight ahead, we do have the Ferris wheel, which is very, 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 very cool all at the same time. But it's positionally located ideally to see all the iconic views and things like that. So it gives me like London vibes with that respect, just because of the Ferris wheel. But at the end of the day, I did want to show y'all the city because I love the city. We used to walk, again, from our apartment, the Capitol Gateway, to this area, and we used to do it regularly, to the point where we had our brother Greg walking. He was like, whoa, y'all walk all the way over here? Yeah, man, that's what we do. But anyway, here's Atlantic Station, and just pulling up into it. Again, this, to my South African viewers and our South African family, this gives me the vibe of Melrose Arch, in the sense where you have restaurants, you have shopping, you have living all together, and you have hotels and different things like that all together in one space, in one place, and you're able just to do it all. But it's in its own pocket to itself. And here at Melrose Arch, I think you have multiple ways in and out. I believe it's 3 or 4, as opposed to Melrose Arch, I think it was 3. Y'all can check me on that in the comment section below. But anyway, it was crazy though, because a lot of places have closed down. And so, with the economy doing what it's doing and people shopping online and different things like that, you're having businesses close. But anyway, you can still get that vibe and that sense of what I was talking about, the walkability and things like that, the shops, the different places where you can explore and eat. Is all here, from different crab spots to Lids, which is a hat store. But then to the left, you see the building that's no longer occupied because people had to make a move. But at the end of the day, it's all to the good, because people are still out here shopping and getting it and doing all the things. And cool thing about Atlantic Station is that, I don't know if you all saw that parking apparatus to the right, but parking is underground, which is pretty cool, because it is likened to Melrose Arch to that respect. However, the way to get to the parking is pretty much inside if you're already shopping around in the area. And then there's a gym, just as it was in Melrose Arch, and there's a movie theaters, which I don't believe there was one in Melrose Arch. But again, like, you know, just making the comparisons and the similarities and allowing for people that are on the state side as they transition over to SA side, or from SA side to state side. Here's some spaces and places that'll give you that feel of what it's like to be on either side. And again, like how we always say, SA is not behind on their infrastructure or anything like that, technology, none of that. And so you'll feel the one for one type, you know, vibe. The people will just look different and so forth and so on in the shops and whatnot, but you'll get that same vibe. And here are some apartments that are coming up, which is wild because none of that was there prior to us moving. And so it's always amazing just to ride through various cities, right? And just to see what's being built, what's coming up, and what's new and fresh in the area, in the space. And that's a pretty cool building to the right. You notice things after the fact. But very, very cool building, I must say. There's a Dillard's, which is a pretty large department store in the States that is just there to the left. I can't think of a department store that was in Melrose Arch, but at the end of the day, you get the idea. I love this glass building, which is why I had to like keep the camera going, showcasing and showing that, even though I have my hands just all in the view. But at the end of the day, here we are driving again back inside into it just to show you that middle view, which I was trying to get that grassy patch that, you know, it was also in Melrose Arch, where you could do various things from watch movies to stretch classes to aerobics classes to just various things that is also in Melrose Arch, but I really couldn't get close to it. So we were just driving around, not necessarily getting out in this space, but overall, I believe you get the idea. So here it is, great people. You can be here, but feel like you're there. And here we are out at Piedmont Park, which is the part we used to come to quite a bit. And yeah, if you know Atlanta, you know this park. And if not, this is a nice park. Fun times, good times. Chrystle and I used to come out here quite a bit. And yeah, we out here now. It feels good. We did have the kids out here before. We did a video on it, but nonetheless, in it all, we out here in these Piedmont streets. They setting up a stage for some performance situation, which is no surprise here in Atlanta. There's always something going on. But yeah, fun times. Here's Martin Luther King's house. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King. It looks like it, huh? Well, no, it's that one. That's Martin Luther King's house. It's under reconstruction, temporarily closed. Ebenezer Baptist Church. Very, very dope. And then right here we have where Martin Luther King was memorialized. His grave is there, and an ever-burning fire. All right, here we go with some more driving downtown, which again, beautiful buildings to the right. And I must say, Atlanta has come up and been like the last 5 years, there's been a lot of building, a lot of new construction, a lot of new expanding, because people are moving here from all around the world, truth be told, but really all around the States. They are moving here. The cost of living isn't as high as it can be in other parts of the country. And I believe, again, it's likened to Johannesburg. It's likened to South Africa, where people are moving there from all around the world. However, the infrastructure is being built in a way that supports the growth and allows for the opportunities for people to do a little bit of anything that they could put their mind to or may want to do. And but yeah, man, like, I love the city. I love Atlanta. This is again where I was raised, pretty much. Like, we were in Metro Atlanta. However, being able to drive through Atlanta was always an opportunity and possibility. And then once I married Chrystle, we were always out here in the city. Even if it was to drive around, even if it was walking around, we just loved being in the city and loved just seeing what was happening, what was going on, what was being built, and all that to say, like, you know, take a drive, go around. Y'all saw them gas prices, like, you know, that's a price. That's a price at the end of the day. However, that is in gallons, miles per gallon. To my SA fam, I forgot what it is in SA, but I had to like make that adjustment. I was like, man, gas is significantly cheaper in SA, but then I realized it was like kilometers per liter or something like that. So it's like double conversion. Didn't even make it. But then we drove down this street, and these were some beautiful homes. Like, give me one of these homes. Why not give me? You know what I'm saying? I would love to have one of these homes where you're still in the city, but you still have a home. You still have a yard. And it was a home that was to the right that was just amazing. I slowed down to see it a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, like, that's not common where you can get a home still being in the city. Like, truth be told, I can get on one of them scooters, some reckless scooters, and drive right downtown from my home. Like, that's bananas. Usually downtown, you're in an apartment, you're in a high rise, you're in a condo, something like that. However, these homes, prime real estate, beautiful location, but then it was still manicured well. I love the trees. Like, I love these vibes. Like, give me this, give me trees, give me green and access to the city. Like, you got me for a lifetime. But at the end of the day, y'all can see these homes, very beautiful. Again, this street, I don't believe it was one builder just built all these homes. I could tell they were crafted for the liking of the person that was living in that home. And it's nothing like having construction done by yourself. It's nothing like having something to your liking and things like that. So that was a nice find, and I'm definitely happy to share it with you all. From the downtown, we were driving to Piedmont Park. So that's what this in between is all about. And you know, once you're in the city, once you're driving around, you just have a feel for where you are and just have an idea of where you need to be. And you know, if you're not pressed for time, you just enjoy the journey along the way, which is again a part of those drive vlogs and things that we would do on our channel, just showing you from most likely point A to point B, but then what it looks like in between. And that's what this is as well. Beautiful home to the right. I definitely love the Jeep, and that was cool because that was an electric Jeep. That home to the left was huge, like huge in the sense of like it was long, and it probably spanned it the length of a block. But anyway, this nice open area. And I was laughing with Chrystle because that area we just passed had the roundabout. I was like, oh, look at them trying to be like SA, in the sense that Georgia, we didn't really have a lot of roundabouts. However, I'm seeing more and more pop up, which I love a roundabout because it's just simple. Like, I feel like it just keeps people in order. As long as you know how to get in and get out, you're gonna be all right. Give me 2 lanes, 3 lanes, 1 lane. I'm good with a roundabout. However, yeah, that was interesting. I'm like, where's the stop sign? But anyway, we're gonna keep going and keep moving and just showing you all this residential area and whatnot, like various homes. Which a beautiful thing about Georgia, you do get different craftsman styles and different looks and different feels because people are moving from various places around the country and sometimes the world, and so they're building what they like, and yeah, custom homes like that. But here we are, we have Piedmont Park actually to the left and residential spaces and places to the right where we just came from. And so here I am just maneuvering around trying to get to it, because also to the left is the botanical garden. So that's what that stoplight was previously, to be turning right. However, to the left, like I said, is Piedmont Park as well. But then you have the city also to the right, which is likened to New York, where they have, I believe it's called Central Park. But nonetheless, that park in the city of the center, center of the city. Hello, we doing this together. But at the end of the day, I love it because we were able to go out there so often, especially where we lived in our second apartment that was pretty much downtown Piedmont Park area. And so we were able to go out there a lot and just walk around, talk, and enjoy the green. We love, well, I personally love, because y'all know in my videos I stay outside walking. I love walking outside. I love being in nature, and I love seeing the green. And so the Piedmont Park offer all of that. And yeah, some more of the city, right? As I'm maneuvering to get to Piedmont Park, you had to make this huge like roundabout way, because there's a lot of one-way streets in the city, which is interesting, right? It could be cool depending on your mindset and perspective. However, it can throw you off if you're not expecting that. So driving around the city of Atlanta, definitely be mindful of the one-way streets. However, let me see where we are. Oh yeah, this is coming up to Piedmont Park. Like, I made the necessary turns and all those things to get around. But you have Piedmont Park to the left, and you have residential areas to the right. Like, Piedmont Park is huge. It stretches I don't know how many acres, or even being able to transfer it or convert it over to hectares. But at the end of the day, like, it takes up a huge amount of property, a huge amount of land, which lends for a lot of opportunities of walking, sightseeing. There are soccer fields out there, baseball fields out there, there's pools, tennis courts, you name it. And the park situation is out there. Multiple playgrounds, a lot of seating areas, whole venue situation. It's a vibe, right? It's a vibe. But nonetheless, here we are driving down Edgewood in the city again, where we were driving up through Martin Luther King's area, right, where his home was or is, where Ebenezer Baptist is, the old Ebenezer Baptist Church, as well as the new, which is across the street. And yeah, it's cool how they have kept this area up and maintained it and gave it that feel as it was back then, just to allow for us to take a step and time past, you know, historic times, being able to see as it was when Martin Luther King Jr. lived. There's his house to the left, the yellow one where the fences are. They're doing some construction, which makes sense because it is a space where people can walk through and, you know, buy tickets for, just to see and experience the home as it was. And so I'm sure you have to do some updates. I'm sure you have to touch up things because people gonna walk, people gonna touch, people gonna look. And when the outside comes in, there's some cleaning that needs to take place. But there's new Ebenezer Baptist Church to the right. That's what we're seeing, the cross and the steeple and all those things. You have Martin Luther King's site, burial site to the left, as well as old Ebenezer Baptist Church right there where that blue sign is. So pretty cool how it's all constructed. Driving back up the street, we had Ebenezer old to the right, new to the left, Martin Luther King's burial site, and all to the right, where it's also clothing of Martin Luther King and whatnot. Nice museum, very small and quaint, but effective at the end of the day as far as information is concerned. Last but not least, we have up close views of the fair as well. And yeah, here's my city, Atlanta.